Hello and welcome to this week's edition of The Olive Tree with me, Julia Fisher. The aim of this programme is to give you insight into what life is like for both Jewish believers and Palestinian Christians living in Israel and the West Bank today. Recently, I spent a day travelling through the West Bank with Labib Madanat to meet some Palestinian Christians. Labib, who is a Palestinian Christian himself, lives in Jerusalem, where his job is to oversee all the work of the Bible Society in the region amongst both Jewish and Palestinian people. So we left Jerusalem and drove down to Jericho, a journey that takes you from 3,000 feet above sea level to the lowest place on earth, some 825 feet below sea level, close to the Dead Sea. Jericho is known as the City of Palms, and it spreads out on the west side of the Jordan River. Hence the area is called the West Bank. We went to meet Jung, a Palestinian Christian from Gaza, who with his wife Samir and their family had to leave Gaza City 3 years ago when the situation for Christians became just too dangerous. Now they're living in Bethlehem, and they travel to Jericho every day to help at the Jesus House of Prayer, a centre where the local population in Jericho are welcome to come and visit. I started by asking Jung to tell me more about the life he'd left behind in Gaza.
My job is jewelry, but I serve at our church in Gaza, Baptist Church, and God gave me a gift to help the people poor relief around 12 years, to give the people relief and to visit the people all area in Gaza.
So you used to make jewelry, you're a goldsmith.
Yes, but now, we finished for this job. I serve God, it's better than gold.
You had to leave Gaza. Life for Christians became too difficult.
In this time, maybe the situation is not easy, but when I visit Gaza 3 times, when my mom died, I visit her, and I saw that situation not easy to live there.
So you still have a home in Gaza?
Yes, we have 2 homes and my shop there, but empty.
How sad does it make you feel, Jung, that you've had to leave the place where you were born and grew up and come and live in Bethlehem?
It's not easy. I know it's too difficult when I left Gaza because, West Bank, different Gaza, but this one area, but many friends in Gaza. I have many places I went go, churches, but here it's too difficult in West Bank.
How many Christians are left in Gaza, do you think? Are there many?
Maybe 500 Christians.
It goes without saying that the population in Jericho are mainly Muslim. So I asked Jung why it was that so many children in particular enjoy coming to the Jesus House of Prayer every week.
We love them, that they love us, When they love us and we play football and, basketball, they enjoy, very happy.
You were telling me over a cup of tea just now that there's a very big drug and alcohol problem here. You see that?
Yes, that's very hard for the people, and it's not easy when I visit many family here to see the husband and son, they drink alcohol and many things, and this is, it's not easy for them. And when I visit one family, I saw the man, he's drink and sleeping in the land, and for 1 month he did accident and he's died. This person.
If I ask you to look ahead to the future, to the next 1, 2, 3 years, what are your hopes? What are you praying for?
I pray for God to help us to see the vision, the people here in Jericho, especially in Jericho, to understand the first Jesus, and Jesus, Savior for them, and Jesus, His life.
We left Jung and the team in Jericho and travelled further into the West Bank to a town called Salfit. If you've never been into the heart of the West Bank, it may surprise you to know just how much land there is unoccupied. Yes, there are some major towns such as Ramallah and Jenin, but the remaining Palestinians live in small rural communities. Olive trees grow in profusion on the hillsides. There are few vehicles on the roads. What you do notice are the Jewish towns on the hilltops. Some people call them settlements that seem to encircle their Palestinian neighbours. Although living in such close proximity, the two sides never meet because Jewish people are forbidden by law to enter Palestinian areas. So the physical divide between these two peoples is impossible to avoid. We were on our way to meet another Arab Christian called Nasser. Labib told me that for many years Nasser had travelled daily from his home in Jerusalem to Salfit to develop ways in which he could help the Palestinian people living there and give them some hope and encouragement. Salfit, where the population is entirely Muslim, is a large village. We parked outside a community centre called the Hanan Centre and went inside. Nasser, who's director of the centre, started by telling me what happened there.
The center do a lot of things, but especially we are dealing with marginalized people like children, youth, and women, especially women.
When you became a Christian, that was in Jerusalem, in the Alliance Church there. When did you start to have a heart for the Muslim people and be prepared to come and work here in the West Bank?
Before I was Christian, I had also the love for Palestinian, because I am Palestinian. But I use other ways that is, for me now, it will not bring peace to the people. But after I get Christian and experience Jesus' love, all my perspectives are different now. I feel like we need to bring the love of Jesus to the people so as they can live these hard situations. And if we were able to reflect Jesus' love, His compassion and His mercy, and lift them up and tell them it's okay that there is occupation, but still you can live through the valley, despite all the darkness that you are seeing, but still there is hope. And if you keep focusing on this hope, you'll be strong and you can pass away. You'll not be forever in this hard situation. And this is what we are trying through the programs that we are giving, is to give hope for the people, that you need to be strong. When you have the independent state, you can run the state and you can live in harmony with each other. And this is the time to work in yourself and not to be focusing on the enemies and how to fight them. Because there's God is seeing, and He will bring justice to the people. So if you believe that there is God in life, give Him the chance to work. Don't take the judgment in your hand. Give it to God and do your role. And recently we are working on a program that we are finishing a project, and I asked the team, what exactly you want to keep a trace or a print with these youth? So they bring me a lot of ideas. We want to plant trees, we want to build a house, a club, to buy them sport facilities or this. And at the end, I kept these ideas with me, and next morning I was driving, and I was praying. And so I asked God, what exactly you want? What print you want for these people? That nobody will take it from them. So in my mind was love, love, love. So I went to the team, I have a meeting with the team, and I told them and confessed to them that what happened with me. And before this, I bring all the verses that talk about love and share with them. And you have to see their faces. They were so shocked and blessed, and there was no word when I told them, what do you think? So we said, we don't think we want to do this, to do the program due to what you shared about love. I shared with them, especially from 1 Corinthians 13, and all this, I tried to explain exactly what is patient, especially when you are in a situation that your action can be in. So they agreed with me that the foundation for these people, for these youth, to keep carrying it on with them is love. So we start designing the program about love and the language of love. What language of love as a tool of communication between the youth and the others. And this is what we are starting till March. And we hope, we need your prayers also, this is something that I think God will work with the heart of these people to take out this hatred and bitterness, and there is no hope of life and the emptiness that they have. And I think if we keep telling about love and about love of God for them, they will have hope in this bad situation.
Nasser, a Palestinian Christian with a huge heart for those living in the West Bank. You're listening to The Olive Tree with me, Julia Fisher, the programme that introduces you to the reconcilers God is using in Israel and the Palestinian areas today, Jews and Arabs. If you'd like to know how you can help such people, then let me tell you about the Olive Tree Reconciliation Fund, a small charity based in the UK. You'll find many stories and information on our website www.olivetreefund.org, including details about our next tour to Israel. If you would like to receive our free bi-monthly newsletter, please either email inquiries@olivetreefund.org or write to me, Julia Fisher, at the Olive Tree Reconciliation Fund, PO Box 850, Horsham, RH12 9GA in the UK. Join me at the same time next week for another story from the Olive Tree. Until then, goodbye.